found guilty.
He's guilty, y'all. Love after lockup.
Of love in the first degree. But I don't mind.
Sure don't.
As long as you're here with me. A judge and the jury. When they heard my plea. You know they took me up the river.
Straight up that well, gay up.
They put the blame on me. Lock me up, throw away the key. I'm just a prisoner of love. I'm doing time, I'm doing fine. I'm just a prisoner of love. Love after lockup, y'all.
Watch it, y'all. Those little Debbie cakes, they go everywhere.
Nothing like a jumpsuit. Woo!
Y'all, normally we
Normally we talk, and I'm like, no,
we
roll.
just
Roll.
roll the
I
tape.
need immediate
We
immediate
just watched.
feedback. Y'all, this is Lalu. This is Love After
La-
Lockup, which we call Lalu.
Lalu, Love After Lockup, Season 3, Episode 35,
well,
apparently.
My TiVo says Season 4, Episode 1.
On the WeTV's website, it says Season 3, Episode 35.
I don't know.
So, we don't, but I feel like it's a Season 4 and it should be a Season 4. However, I think we should go by what WeTV says because that's the fucking website.
This is so stupid.
It makes no sense.
I think we should just stop talking about episode numbers, honestly.
Well, I want to give some people some type of reference. And on YouTube TV, it says Season 3, Episode 35. It's very
Why does it say Season 4 on mine?
Because TiVo is like, who the fuck is doing this?
Smarter?
We're going to do it better. Yes. Because TiVo is better. I know we're like the last two people in the world to use it. Although here in Oklahoma with Sparklight Cable, they recommend you use a TiVo because we just got Sparklight Cable yesterday.
Because
and my dad's DVR fucking sucks. And the guy went, TiVo's great.
we have to move on.
We got to move on. Y'all.
Can't.
But the episode is called Cheap Thrills and Big Deals.
As in, I'm kind of a big deal.
As in dill pickle. As
Insert righteous, uncontrollable laughter?
I mean, this was... My nephew really loved this joke when he was 10.
Yeah, I think these two deserve one another who enjoy this.
He even wore a pickle shirt because he was 10. It's like, y'all, it's like when you wore like Looney Tunes, when like Looney Tunes were Space Camp and they did kind of like hip hop influenced Looney Tunes, you can either wear it as a kid or you can wear it as an adult, but ironically.
Yes.
Not
Yes.
wholeheartedly.
Or it's almost like Laffy Taffy, which you thought was hysterical at age 6, or when my nephew tells me jokes that he thinks is hysterical, I have to pretend to laugh.
Actually, we should say Laffy Taffy that everybody else thinks is funny, and then Little Poodle says, "That's a stupid joke. That has no nuance. It's just a pun. Do you even know what a pun is?"
Actually, this.
Little Poodle,
And
y'all.
I rewrite the joke for Laffy Taffy. And not my friends, because Little Poodle didn't have any friends.
And then the teacher calls your mom and says, "Mother Poodle, Little Poodle created a joke with a sexual innuendo today. He's in the 2nd grade."
Suck it.
Oh,
she's an idiot, my teacher.
okay.
Let's
you want to
jump
into
in.
the couples, or do you want to talk about as a whole? It's because it's all new couples.
Okay,
so
this is all new couples.
I guess we just jump
This is
in.
almost too much for my senses to process,
Y'all, because
I had a lot. I wrote a lot, and I had a lot of kind of my notes are just tracking my feelings.
yes.
About seeing them.
It's just totally in real time, just brainstorming.
I'm reacting to it, and that's why my notes read like some type of like trip through a strange land diary.
Just a big mushroom trip, y'all. You're just in a forest, hugging the trees, and suddenly a gnome comes up your butt and then tittles your prostate. And you're like, what was that?
That's kind of what it felt like.
So we're going to jump into the characters in a second. I just want to tell people that this is like, and if you're listening, this is on the regular feed. We're putting the first episode on the regular feed, y'all. And then after this normally is on our $8 tier on Reality Gaze Extra. Whether you use Patreon or Supercast, $8 tier is where you can get the rest of this season. But
people might actually, if you're new to this series, you might actually not know the kind of the premise. But I don't know if you've been living under a rock, but the premise is
Love After Lockup. Carl, what's that name mean? I mean, it's pretty clear.
Well, I when I first heard the name, I thought it was people who were in jail falling in love.
Oh, that's true. Okay.
So
explain, Poodle.
Basically, it is people who are not in jail.
Poodlebot, explain.
People who are not in jail, basically having relationships with people who are incarcerated and who are about to get out of jail.
Hopefully.
There are some that, and there are sometimes there are little mess ups and snafus that happen that they don't get let out at a certain time. But they are trying to have a life on the quote outside. With this formerly incarcerated person.
And then it's kind of like with 90 Day Fiance. There's 90 Day Fiance where they have 90 days, but then there's Happily Ever After. That's kind of like after the 90 days. You might hear us mention couples or situations from Life After Lockup, which is after they maybe get married.
After they have their first season.
After their first season, they go to Life After Lockup. So normally, y'all, like last season, there was everybody had their quirks, but then there was like Destiny and Lindsay who were just like completely, what the fuck are they doing?
Just, so good. So good. This
is almost everyone this season.
I feel like
they ramped up the cuckoo.
That is the case. I think that everyone kind of has they kind of wanted to go back to their roots by finding everyone's kind of a trope that we've seen before.
Haven't done season 1. We need to do that,
but we kind of know about them. And this it's bonkers. Let's just say that. And the idea here, you guys, is a lot of times a lot of these people are the formerly incarcerated people are playing these people on the outside. So that's kind of a theme. And some work out, like Marcelino and Britney.
Yeah.
You've got Andrea and Lamar, who it's worked out, but they've had to work at it.
Destiny is married, not to
Sean,
but she's married now.
So
she's back in jail too.
Life After Lockup, and it's let's just say it's complicated. These relationships on the outside.
I will say, if you are someone who is triggered by drug abuse, drug recovery, so to speak, this might or might not be the show for you to watch. We're going to talk about that a little. I'm just going to, not everybody, but I'm just saying throughout the season, it's not going to happen so much in this episode, but there are people recovering.
We don't know that anybody right now, except for, I believe it was, what's his name? Doug, who's 6'5".
Doug, but no, also Stan's girlfriend, Lisa. She was in for selling narcotics and drugs. And usually when you're selling, you're also using.
Right, that's true.
So, and maybe I'm wrong. I'm just telling you it's kind of a precursor for people that get triggered by that. Just be aware of that. So we're not going to say it every show. We just kind of want to if you're new to it, I just want to let you know now.
If you're in recovery or triggered by that,
this might not be the show for you.
Love After Lockup may not be.
Because like with Britney, Britney's fine, but she was dealing with her mom and her mom's recovery. So it's a lot of institutional kind of Yeah. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say about that. Just wanted to prep people. But can we please? Oh,
let's move on.
I feel like when you just lay it on, like you've already made out a little bit. You're starting to get kind of sweaty. Your underwear are taut, and you just get all your clothes off, and you get on the bed, and your butt's up in the air, and you're just waiting. You know what's about to come, and it's just I'm just so excited.
Expectation of it all.
I'm just like a pulsating butthole right now. I'm ready. Wow,
can we warm up to things like that?
See, it's afternoon here. It's morning for you.
It's 11:30, and I wasn't ready for that. Daonte and Nicole, you guys. Daonte and
He's
Nicole.
33. Nicole is 23.
Is go ahead.
Larceny.
4 years.
4 years.
So Daonte is buying wine, and the wine store attendant says, "What are you looking for?" She's like, "Well, she wants red, white, and pink." So she's not a choosy girl.
She's not a choosy girl.
And Daonte, you guys, is definitely a kind of a trope we've seen before, because he says, "I'm a helpless romantic like Sean," or someone like that. Yes. He thought he would be married. He says, "I thought I would be married by now, but that wasn't." He's like, "But I have a crappy time in relationships." And of course, Nicole calls, because that is a trope of the show, to let us kind of know who they are and we hear their voice.
Well, and Nicole looks like, we should say this, and I'm only bringing this up because Derek, his friend, brings it up later. So Daonte is a black man. Nicole is a white woman.
Blonde woman.
And I'm bringing this up because they talk about it in the show.
Yeah.
But y'all, she is 23, and all of her pictures are
She's a Destiny.
Yeah,
she's a total Destiny from last season.
Blonde hair, like white as could be.
Extremely filtered.
Harsh Lindsay makeup, and just kissy faces. Just pouting, pouty lips.
She's a Destiny, y'all. She's
a
Destiny.
This is what Daonte is in for.
He loves her personality.
And he's like, yes. And the editing on this show, it's so good. He says, I can't stand shallow people or people that are into materialism.
I hate materialistic people.
Cut to Nicole when she called him. "Do you have my money?"
Do you have my money? They met on a site called Paper Dolls.
Did you happen to do a look on this website?
No, I did not.
I'm scared too, because I'm afraid I'll get arrested.
I don't know, but Paper Dolls, the name Paper Dolls, no, it feels like something you can just throw away. It does seem disturbing.
Sad, poodle.
And also, it also feels like something you can just put clothes onto and put whatever you want onto it. And it's something, the name really disturbs me.
Oh, I think it's a Paper Dolls pen. Oh, Paper Dolls pen pals. So it's a pen pal where you can meet. They don't say it's dating. It's where you can just write. Because, in prison, they still write actual letters.
So you can it's write on letters. Paper. That's why they're explaining it. I went the other way with Paper Dolls. The more disturbing route.
But the fact that it's called Paper Dolls and it's just
pen pal letter. I'm sure nothing ever got sexual. I'm positive.
It's just women. And the website looks like it was. This website costs $3.20 to make, and it looks like
Wix.
No, Wix is actually really good, y'all. I would love. I don't know. I would love for.
I don't build websites.
Yeah, he doesn't. Wix is amazing. They should sponsor us.
Which one is it? Squarespace or Wix?
Squarespace. You know nothing about web. Squarespace is really good too. This is like Microsoft WordPerfect website.
Oh, okay.
This is like literally 1997.
But y'all, they've been dating for a year and a half. He proposed in prison, so they're engaged. He also needs us to know that he has an extremely high sex drive, but he's also loyal. So he bought this kind of very disturbing kind of what he referred to as a sex torso?
I think that's what it is called. So basically, y'all, it is just... It's the way Poodle would like for me to be sometimes, where my head is cut off and so are my legs, and I just have to sit there like a trunk of a body and listen to him yell at me.
I prefer no trunk at all.
Okay.
Just to clarify, I'd prefer you weren't there at all.
Okay. But that's so it's literally tits and ass with a vagina.
But a small version that you kind of fuck into. It was really disturbing to me.
I'm all for this. Like, hey, get your fleshlight, get whatever, all that kind of stuff. That's great.
It was how it was packaged.
But this just looks very serial killery.
It was like a cut off torso that you just like skull fuck, but there's no skull.
There's no, and he named it Nicole Jr. So his name is Nicole Jr.
And then he throws it in the dishwasher.
Then he's like, you gotta keep Nicole Jr. clean. So he throws her in the dishwater with fucking Cascade. And the main thing that actually got me is
next to the china.
Next to the china. You know what? We actually, we don't have a reality theater, but we actually have, right now, we actually have an old Cascade commercial that never made air where they were advertising the cleaning capabilities for a sexless torso. Are you having trouble cleaning your sex toy? Well, look at Mary. Mary, say hello.
Hi, everybody. I just want you to know that there's nothing that cleans out my vibrators and my sex toys like Cascade. It gets signs of lube, any type of little interaction you might have, possibly feces.
Oh, Mary, you're a naughty girl, aren't you?
You have no idea, announcer. Go ahead and get your Cascade today. It gets your vibrators, headless torsos, and any type of sexual equipment clean as a whistle.
You heard it from Mary's mouth, and who else knows where?
I gotta go now. My husband's about to come home, and we have to use Nicole Jr.
Cascade.
I'm glad we found another use for a dishwasher. They just don't have enough. I must say, I did. I gasped. I gasped when I saw him put it in the dishwasher. I'm sure that's a normal thing people do with their sex toys.
I'm sure.
But
I knew you would like that
something
commercial.
About it. I feel like that's something you hand wash. I don't know why.
I years ago I wrote an article, and part of like this gig is like, hey, you can write an article, but you also have to review like sex toy porn shit, and not shit, but stuff. I hated it because you use it once and good God, it's cleanup is really hard. So if dishwashing is the like if I need to pop a butt plug in there with my Lemmy Shine in the dishwasher, then have at it. I don't know. Come at me.
Lemmy Shine?
Oh, Lemmy Shine's great. It's like an all-natural dishwashing detergent. Okay. It's kind of the best.
Okay. Sorry, I don't know a ton about. I was just kind of the best. I was just told about.
But it also doesn't leave a residue. Why are we talking about this? They're not paying us.
Someone spent a lot of time washing dishes at work, y'all.
This is true, y'all. As an office bitch, I have to watch attorneys' dishes, and I'm telling you, from my experience, Lemmy Shine is the best.
They're not an advertiser, so shut your mouth.
They should be, though. I found that I went to see a taping of The Talk, and they gave us Lemmy Shine for free, so it worked. Where are we?
Anyway, y'all, so he's got the whole starter kit laid out on the bed with an iPhone.
That Daonte says, if you notice in Nicole Jr., the holes are a lot larger now. And I am going to say this, y'all. Daonte has a huge dick.
It's a nice dick. I don't find him attractive at all.
He's not cute to me, but I'm just saying.
There's something about him that is so desperate and gross.
He's got a long.
It's a nice dick.
Long-reaching dick.
But unfortunately, he'd open his mouth and my penis would just go. Ooh.
Yeah. I'm not that attracted to him as well.
So he's got to restart our kid an iPhone. There's like panties.
This is the prison, the out of prison starter kit. There's always an iPhone.
They always have one. They're always laid out on the bed. There's always an iPhone. There's always some nice panties. I haven't yet seen an actual pile of money that she wanted.
His friend Derek comes over. Derek is like the D-Mark of this season, the hilarious hot friend.
Yes.
And Derek comes in and he's like,
you bought yourself a white girl.
That's what he said. You bought yourself a white girl. That's what you did. And Daonte's like,
quote of the episode.
It was. And he basically says he's in sick puppy love. And, is it going to work out? And he was like, fuck no. Fuck no. This isn't going to work out.
At the end, he just says, dumbass.
Dumbass. He goes, congratulations.
I will say we all need a little Derek in our life.
If you find his Instagram, let me know.
To keep us straight. We move on. I feel like Daonte has a lot of people in his life that
know better.
Probably know better and
that give him good advice that he doesn't listen to.
He's a Sean, y'all.
He is
maybe a little smarter than a Sean because Sean is really stupid.
Moving water is smarter than Sean. Actually, moving water is probably pretty smart.
And I will say a lot of these people this season do feel more, especially the people who aren't formerly incarcerated people, the daters, as you will. Oh, you don't hear it? Okay, good.
It's very, very, very. Y'all.
She's vacuuming again.
Poodle got a roommate who moved in this week.
Roommate?
Or not a roommate, but a neighbor that lives upstairs now.
Yeah.
So it's going to take.
I got an upstairs neighbor.
It's going to take about a month for Poodle to get used to it, and then that's okay.
She vacuumed, and it sounded like she was roller skating above it. But I don't know.
You can't be mad. Because when I come back from Oklahoma, because right now, y'all, we're remote but goat, I'm going to be singing with you and screaming and yelling and singing
it sounds like she's pushing a lathe across the floor back and forth, scraping off the wood floor veneer. I'm actually concerned for the floors. I've been concerned for the floors for an hour.
Oh, God.
Anyway, if you can't hear it, I'm not going to make a big deal of it.
No, I can't. I will stop you if I hear it.
If y'all can hear it, you need to come at me.
You need to make her brownies immediately because you're the one that's going to be fucking up the sound thing.
I plan to do that. So
make them gluten-free. You never know in LA.
He is, you know what? She can throw them away. It's the thought that counts. So he's going to meet his mom, and he says basically,
Mama,
she don't play. Nika. He was a Marine, which is interesting because he seems to lack a lot of the discipline that Marines seem to have after in their life.
Well,
maybe that's, I don't know.
I think for some people it can be different. Like I know some people that really grow up being in the Marines, and then some people that don't, maybe because for some of them, when you go to the Marines, depending on your position, if
everything's decided for you.
Everything's decided for you. If you're not necessarily in more of a leadership position. And for a lot of people, that's really great. But then they get out into life and it's, wait a minute, I've got to make more decisions than I'm not used to doing.
That makes sense. I guess the people who I like, family members of mine who are in the Marines,
they have their shit together,
like very together.
Yeah, that's what I know too.
But maybe that's just my experience.
I know a couple of people. Now, I will say, y'all, his dad was a Marine, and his dad wasn't home a lot. So really, at all, we don't know if his dad. It doesn't seem like his dad was much part of his life. So maybe he's trying to latch onto this whole family relationship thing for.
Possibly. There's something lacking in his life. We also find out that he had a also formerly incarcerated person named Chelsea, as
Again,
a girlfriend
y'all,
before, a white blonde girl.
Blonde white girl with pictures of her in kissy face. And mark my words, we saw pictures of her. That means she signed a release. That means, y'all, Chelsea's going to show up this season.
So
I'm calling it now.
I need to say this. He says, just because, I saw two white girls with blonde hair who both called themselves Barbie doesn't mean anything. And his brother just goes,
No, he also says,
it's the same thing.
No, you missed the best part. Just because I have two white girls who call themselves Barbie that I met in prison, it's not the same thing. And his brother, Jamoy, I think that's how you say it.
Sounds right.
He and his
mom. It is
the
same thing.
He and his mother are there, and she's just saying, please tell me you have some ground rules with her. And he's like, well, and she said, how much money have you spent on her? And he spent $20,000 to $30,000.
And she goes, y'all. On what? That's a lot of commissary candy.
Y'all, Mama Nika is going to be like Mama Chevelle. She's like, she just needs to know I'm watching her.
She's like, I'm watching her.
She says that Damonte, he sends Nicole his paycheck.
Daonte.
What did I say?
Damonte.
Sorry. Daonte. I was thinking, I'm terrible.
I just said.
I know. I'm terrible with names. I know.
But take extra care.
I try. Y'all, I get it in my head once. That's why I call everybody Sugar. Anyway, y'all, I think Mama Nika for the win. I'm excited.
No, she's going to be. I can't wait to see her interacting with this girl. It'll be interesting. We've seen a little bit of clips back and forth.
It's true. Let's talk about. There's not a lot for this too, but let's talk about
Britney and Ray.
Britney is 33 years old. She's outside of prison, and she's in love with Ray, who's 29 years old.
Possession with intent to distribute 4 years.
4 years. So she said she's excited. She's like, my boyfriend is going to be released from jail. I want to look sexy and cute. And she's like,
bougie, but kind of no panties cute.
Yes. I mean,
that's a very type of cute. No panties cute.
She describes herself as extra and fancy.
Bougie.
And she said over the top. Depends
Except
on what
for her men.
Except for, she's like, but I like men with that are a little edgy. And Poodle,
I understand you, Britney.
And Poodle was like, yeah. And so,
I hear that. I was pumping to the sky. She was doing
it. It was like, my girl, Britney. Well, so she says she gets this bouginess from her mom, that her mom is very put together. And basically she says her mom's not going to, she's going shopping, and her friends, Sumitra and Courtney, come over. And she tells her friends, she's like, my mom's not going to be happy unless I bring a judge or an attorney or a doctor home. Like, she's not.
And she hasn't told her family at all about this guy.
At all. But she's ready to have that in-house dick.
In-house dick!
Again, I fist bump. Yes. That's why I don't have to wash my sex toys in the dishwasher anymore. I threw that shit away. I got that in-house dick.
So her previous relationship, she does mention that she was physically abused and the guy went to jail.
She pressed charges. She's the one who pressed charges, and he went to jail. And her friends are like, we all went through this with you.
Right.
Why would you want to potentially set this up? And Sumitra says, you were raised to be no drama. And I just want to say, just because my partner talks about this, because I think it is important. Britney is Black. I think Ray is too. But like my partner has talked about that, especially in Black America, that Black men, we've talked about this on this show, that we thinks in some ways this show sheds a light on the Black experience and recidivism and things like that. But also for families, it's a big deal with my partner. They had the word like no drama too. And that meant like, they don't want you dating somebody that has a prison record. They want to so I think that's going to come up in this season.
Quote unquote. They want someone who does well for themselves.
Yeah. I'm not saying that's my opinion. I'm just saying that's things we've heard it. And if you
that's what Britney is saying. That's what she's saying about her family.
Yes. And our sissies of color, feel free to speak more to that experience. I just know personally what my partner talks about in his family. So,
that's about it for her.
That's it. There's not a lot of them. We still have a few more, but because we're doing this show on the free feed.
Yeah, this is only 4. We only have 4.
We're going to take a little break for commercial. If you're listening on Patreon or Supercast, we're going to keep going, and we'll see y'all in a second.
Sorry, I just saw my new neighbor, so I was just looking to see
Poodle
who it was.
said, I'll start, and then he's staring at the window like Gladys Kravitz looking at his neighbor.
I want to see what she looks like. Anyway, so y'all, now we get to
professional,
who I'm calling the cringe couple. This is the cringe couple of the season, y'all. Rachel, 35, Doug, 28, felon, possession of firearm.
Rachel, I thought it's interesting her name is Rachel because for about the first 10 minutes I thought, is this a sketch with Rachel Dratch? Because she kind of looks like her to me. And she's...
Not really.
She does...
A little, I guess.
But it feels... I thought we were
being... Her eyebrows
punked.
look like her.
Yeah, and her nose. I thought we were being punked. Y'all, Rachel is in Michigan. And
I haven't really, I didn't take a lot of notice at where these people were. I think we will in the second episode. Now that
yeah. Mm-hmm. And so she's, y'all, she's in Michigan. She was in the Marine Corps for 5 years.
She's a color in the lines, play by the rules girl. But in relationship, she like the bad boys.
She like the bad boys.
I hear it.
She's like,
honey.
No, I don't want to date. Again, this was a poodle move when she said, I don't want to date an accountant. Let me get fucked rough, raw, and throw me up and hit me and punch me and da.
Yeah. Have a nice dinner. Little roughy play after that.
So she's cringy, but y'all, she likes someone to give it to her. And Poodle and I definitely agree
the
with
way
that.
she likes it, as she says it.
Poodle?
She's a dirty, dirty girl.
She's a dirty girl.
Like me.
Poodle, what are your thoughts on bologna?
I haven't eaten bologna in years and years, but as a child, really? I loved it. I loved it.
I loved it because my father loves it. In fact, we've got a pack of Bar S bologna right in the
This
fridge.
Is something we've already covered. So,
but here, I just want to say, y'all, my father loves bologna. Bologna on bread, fried bologna, bologna and eggs, whatever. He loves bologna.
It's made of lips and assholes.
This is too much bologna for even my father to eat.
9 pounds.
There's 9 pounds of fucking bologna. Y'all, if Doug eats
She had to go to a butcher shop to get this.
Yeah, if Doug eats that bologna within the first week of being there, y'all, the farts that are going to be in that place. I mean, and she's expecting for him to fuck her. He's just going to be... It's going to be disgusting.
His blood would be 10% nitrates.
Oh, yes. He probably, when he comes, would go...
That was hard for you. So y'all, they've been together. She'd known him for a year and a half, and he's 6'5". So that means something, y'all.
It doesn't. It doesn't. You never know.
I have been ridiculously disappointed one time. I
actually think more. I have been with a guy who was 6'4".
Oh, we'll have to see his hands.
He picked me up. We were making out. He picked me up. He I tossed my head back. He kissed me while he walked me back to the bedroom. I started hearing, Lord, lift us up where we belong. He laid me down on that bed and he took off his pants. And I suddenly heard, it was an itsy bitsy teeny weeny.
Really? Tiny?
Yes.
Huh.
Yes.
I've just had been like, it's never the complete opposite. But,
it was probably a 4-inch dick.
Well, that's not so uncommon.
But the proportion
for you,
fucking...
Yeah, for you to feel anything, it needs to be at least 7.
8. 8, y'all. Let's be honest.
So her friends are over, Kobe and Donnie. These also look like Rent-A-Friends to me. I don't know why. They look so generic.
I think Michigan casting had day player friend of someone, day player, friend of someone who's a basic
bitch. Yeah.
Basic bitch, yeah.
They're saying, so you don't think that blah, blah, blah. And she's like, well, everyone has a past.
Yeah, she said, but no, she doesn't even say that. She says it actually even more just kind of like you would say, well, you know, let's say you're like, I don't know, if your Aunt Jane's talking to Mother Poodle, I don't know, they're talking about somebody who is trying their best, like maybe the way they talked about Poodle in sports, and Poodle's out there playing soccer, and
he's trying his best,
and Aunt Jane would say he's trying his best.
Everybody's got a past.
That is the way she said that. Like, I guess everybody has a past.
Not everyone has a past of number one.
No, but
two, he's been incarcerated since he was 17, basically.
17. And y'all, he's not the first convict she's dated. That's why she's saying it.
This is the third one. Third time's a charm.
The third convict that she's dated.
Third time's a charm, or it's the last one.
Third time's a hellmouth. They've been together 10 months, but she married him 4 months. Oh no, she married him 4 months ago, 10 months into their relationships.
Yeah.
And she says when he comes home, he wants the 4 B's. What do you think the 4 boobies? Baloney.
Non-alcoholic booze.
Yeah, that's gonna last. And blowjobs.
BJs.
And you know what?
I'm good with all of those except for the non-alcoholic booze.
So you can handle the boobs?
I can have the boobs.
For me, I'd rather have the non-alcoholic booze. I like a non-alcoholic beer every once in a while. Give me an Odell's.
Just don't drink it.
It is like liquid bread, though.
O'Doul's.
That's what I said.
You said Odell's. Gary, go to the tape. I like it how you still, when I correct you, you still react like you think I'm making it up for a reason.
Well, you like to troll me.
But I'm just trying to correct you. No, so people on the podcast don't go, it's O'Doul's.
No, I don't think that's right. No, I don't think that's happened.
Anyway, so this is the interesting thing. Y'all, because they haven't consecrated the marriage yet, let me say it again. They haven't consecrated it. Like, how you consecrate your marriage in a consecrated church, in a consummated church.
This is the show that has brought us. He turned it around in 360 degrees.
There was another one too. I always forget where someone said the wrong word for something.
It was
I can't remember, but this is just so the marriage isn't consecrated, nor has it been consummated.
I was going to say it's not consummated, and it's definitely not consecrated at all.
Definitely not consecrated.
It's not
in the house of God.
Not church involved.
So I also want to say, she says we haven't consecrated it, but I have touched the goods, and I gave him a hand job. That's what I assumed it was. So I want to ask you, how was this hand job done? How was it completed? How was it? Did she just bring in a big box of popcorn one day? Absurdly cartoonish, large box of popcorn.
Mm-hmm.
Or was it?
She just sticks her hand, and she looks like she's eating the popcorn, but she's actually giving a hand.
And it looks like there's just popcorn popping out all over.
Pop. There's already butter in there, so you've got natural lube. Funnily enough, I actually had an image. I think it probably was under a picnic table with probably a spray can of Baker's Joy.
Okay, that would make sense too. Because you bring in the Baker's Joy,
yeah.
Or maybe WD-40 that she borrowed from the guard.
The mini can.
Yeah.
The mini can.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it was just good old salt
elbow
and water
grease.
in your mouth. Yeah. Maybe
she couldn't. They would never let him blow him. That's the thing.
Well, maybe she's sitting her hand. Yeah.
I think it'd be. She's like, not going to tell you how we did it. I just expect a really, really involved story.
But also, though, Poodle, imagine it's been a year or 2 years since anybody ever gave you a hand job. What would they have to do? Probably not much.
No, you'd have to just kind of wave your hand over me.
Exactly. So maybe that's it. But
maybe it just took a hard wind.
But they haven't. But y'all.
They haven't fucked. Now, his son, Dougie, this was a big deal.
This is
why it got really cringy.
This is the sad part.
Dougie Jr. is living with her for a year. So she's been parenting his child, y'all.
And we find out that she's parenting him, and she was only doing the weekends. Now it's for the last couple of months all the time because Dougie Jr.'s mom has, in Rachel's words, it's a severe drug addiction, and she's dealing with that. So I just want to go back and say a little bit, because I don't feel like we talked enough. Rachel is... We're going to find out more about Rachel.
She's real hurt. Oof.
I actually am calling it now. I think Rachel's going to have almost more issues than Doug.
I don't know about that. Because during the call...
Well, that's true.
He says to her, he asked how Dougie Jr. is. Like, you got to go baby him and treat him like a victim. That's what he deserves. I'm like, okay.
You let him do whatever he wants to? She's like, well, and he's like, I need to come home because who's the boss?
Good. That's good parenting right there.
Who's the boss? And she's
she
says,
I think it's cute when he controls me.
She says in testimony, she's like, she gets off the phone, she goes, wow, he's crabby. Y'all, that's not crabby.
Let's laugh at something that sounds like abuse. Let's laugh at something like that.
Crabby is when poodle... I'm trying to think when you get crabby and just don't go straight to intense anger. Like, give me a second. When he's hot, nope, that's anger. When you're hungry, nope, that's anger.
Usually.
When someone's talking loud, anger.
When I've just gotten banged the night before, I'm just kind of crabby instead of being angry.
Loud chewing, anger. You know what? I feel like lighting. Bad lighting makes poodle crabby.
It really
but not
does.
Angry, but just crabby.
I'm just on edge.
He's just on edge. This is not crabby. As she says, this is just him flexing. That's what I like to call it.
So, you guys, she's got she's got sexual kinks and she's got emotional kinks of what she needs.
She feels like a piece of shit about herself.
Yes,
and she's going to do anything for someone to love her.
It makes me really sad, y'all. This is going to be we're going to clench our teeth the entire time through this storyline. I'm calling it now.
It's really the last thing she needs to be in this is a relationship. And sadly, she sits down and she's talking to Dougie.
Yeah.
And she said,
yeah, go ahead. No, you skipped the featurette about them measuring each other. And her saying you can put it, halfway through our torsos match. So who cares how tall he is?
Because she seems shorter.
She's 4'10".
Yeah,
she says that. So I also wrote down this is a bad boy fantasy gone too far.
Yeah, it is.
And anyway, you were saying
and she has it. Honestly, she has it kind of like Britney has a bad boy fantasy as well. Although this is too extreme
Britney from this season.
Yeah.
God, there's so many Britneys on reality shows, y'all.
I know, because
stop naming your kids that.
Because 30 years ago, everybody named their kid Britney, and 20 years, because probably Britney Spears.
Thanks, Britney Spears.
We love her. So,
or the chipmunk.
Yeah, my second favorite quote is when Rachel said, "I've got the right prisoner this time." Just thought.
We had a sissy come at us and say, instead of saying inmate or prisoner, say person who's incarcerated or formerly incarcerated person.
That was just her words.
I'm just saying that those kind of using that kind of language makes it seem like they're not just someone who that's not what they are for life.
Well, so it's interesting you said that, because what I was going to say from that quote made me guffaw, but it also meant. And if you notice, if you look back on what she says, she kind of is othering Doug, and she's almost
it's all kink.
It's kink that
it's all kink. It's all gone too far.
Yeah.
Now it's a domestic thing with her and his kid, and it's fucked up.
And I wonder if she honestly really loves Doug the person, or she's just
into the kink of it.
The idea of who he is. And
100%.
She probably wants to prove someone wrong in her life.
There have been 3 of them.
And
this is the 3rd one.
And the fact that I kind of think she wants to be on TV. I just think she's in this for all the wrong reasons.
So she's talking to him in this another cringe scene where the kids just wants to play video games, and she says, she's like, I want to talk to you, and he doesn't. She's like, put the controller down.
Yeah, and she said, which is every parent felt seen, and she said, so how are your feelings about your dad coming home? And Dougie says,
I want to punch him in the stomach, tell him what a shitty dad he's been, and then hug him.
It was one of the saddest things I've ever heard on reality. Because it's the complexity and the truth of what this kid is feeling. Because I would say Dougie's probably, what, like 10,
12.
11?
That's
12.
what she said, 12-year-old boy.
So a very hard stage of your life anyway. And so and Dougie goes on to say, he's going to have a lot of rules and he's going to make me follow rules. But then he says, but if this is what I have to do to bond and spend time with him, I'll do it because I want a family.
Did you notice what she said about, he probably shouldn't really be playing video games either, according to his dad. And it's like, so are video games outlawed? This is really scary, you guys. So if his father comes back with all these rules and then she and he argue over the rules.
Yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen.
And it's so fucked up when
she
one
says,
parent...
I guess your dad's going to have to answer to me about that video game.
When one parent comes back or you go, or like with divorced parents, where the rules are just night and day different between houses, that's what causes behavioral problems. I'm sure I'm not this is not new to anybody who's had to share custody of kids.
No.
Were the rules in your house, were they the same when you'd stay with a certain person?
It's different for me because my parents got divorced when I was 16.
Yeah.
So I was kind of already grown. And
you'd already kind of like, it was too late for you anyway.
Also, I was a good kid. I didn't do shit. Like I never had a curfew.
You know why? It's probably because of that you were, you wanted to be, because you knew things
I don't think it's because of that. I was always I was a bratty, like, elementary kid a little bit, but then as soon as my sexuality started, and I felt different and weird and not like I probably was good enough for my parents because I was effeminate and gay and not like any of the other boys, I tried to be a good kid. That happened starting in, like, 6th grade.
And you know what? I've got to say, you're still not like any of the other boys.
Thank God. Thank God. Y'all, the things that hold you back are the things that propel you forward.
That is the truth. I was never like other boys either.
Telling you, if you're worried about that holding you back, it's going to shoot you farther.
I think we also think about, especially boys and girls, but fitting in. And because it's important to fit in. The
girls
whole idea.
Even more than boys, I think.
Yeah, and sometimes, y'all, it's important to be able to pass sometimes as a kid.
Oh, yeah.
But it's super important. I remember wanting that. But it was always hard for me. And it's only later on you get to that point in your life where you probably wouldn't have been able to do that as a kid. But I'll sometimes see kids from either when I'm working with kids in schools and stuff, and they're just so unapologetically themselves, and kids are still kind of respecting them for it. Mm-hmm. And I would have never had the courage to do something like that.
No, never.
I was a kid. When I was a kid,
I think the kids now are going to truly change the world because it's just a whole different thing.
Let's hope so.
Okay,
they need to grow up quick.
They do. This is skipping around a little bit. Can we talk about Stan and Lisa actually, and then talk about
leave Courtney and Josh for last?
I think we need to save Courtney for last.
Yeah,
because after I talk about her, I'm going to be destroyed for the rest of it. It's done. So let's talk about Stan, who's 65, and Lisa, who's 39.
Which is one of the
tampering with a motor vehicle and possession of drugs and selling drugs.
I need to know what tampering with a motor vehicle is.
Was that
putting sugar in a gas tank?
Yeah, I don't know. Was that when, like with Destiny avoiding arrest, when she cut off her band? Or is that when like Lindsay was in a car with a gun in a cop car chase
with so many drugs?
Scott, I'm trying to drive, Scott.
It's from a book.
So y'all, Stan lives in St. Louis, Missouri, and
Missouri.
And this is the saddest episode of Grumpier Old Men we've ever seen. There's no Walter Matthau.
No, they're all and like really terrible grandpa jokes.
It's just grandpa. They're at a batting cage,
and that felt scripted. With his friend Dash, didn't catch the other older gentleman's name.
And his name was. I wrote it down somewhere, but it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
So, here's the deal: Is Stan wearing a toupee, or is that just a bad?
Are you kidding? It's a terrible toupee.
I didn't know.
I didn't
know it was a bad dye job.
But it's a toupee. Did you see in previous photos? His hair never had that volume.
Y'all,
I can't believe you asked if that was a toupee.
I didn't know
you know what it is?
Toupee
it's
or
not
bad
a toupee.
dye job.
This is a ferret that is sitting atop his head that sometimes goes and moves around.
Oh, this is a bad idea, Stan. A bad idea.
You know what? I think you could have found someone a little younger, don't you think?
Yeah, she's gonna fuck you and leave you, and then I'm gonna get lost. You won't be able to buy me again.
That ferret's name is Cosmo, and I have a feeling he's going to show up sometime.
Cosmo the ferret's gonna come back up. Wow,
that's a bad idea.
Stan, you're too old for a cock ring. It might make you go into a stroke.
Boy, Cosmo is shady. So
Cosmo is shady.
Stan
they're in
thinks
the bat
that
cage, yes.
He might have dated 125 girls since his wife died. She must be so proud.
He doesn't like being alone.
Yeah. And also he says his net worth is somewhere between 2.3 million or something. And some change.
2.3 million.
Which I'm sure he tells all these women.
You know, and you start to feel sorry for Stan. You're like, oh, he's a widower. He just wants to find love. And his friends say, well, where do you meet women? He's like, well, I meet them online. And then he says, but you know, that's why I get those younger ladies, because I'm tired of hearing about your hip hurting and your back hurting.
All my empathy drops.
Yeah, your sciatica's acting up today. I just want you to ride my Viagra cock.
Taking my blue pill, and you're going to ride my red rocket.
My red rocket. Y'all, it really is
so gross.
You watch this. I watch this to the benefit of the doubt, and I want to be like, this isn't creepy, horny Viagra man. This isn't creepy, horny Viagra man.
Don't worry.
Oh, wait. This is creepy, horny Viagra man.
He's kind of like David from a even grosser version of David from David and Lana from 90 Day Fiancé.
Yeah, he does remind me of David. That's a good analogy. Yeah. I think David's grosser, actually.
Oh, I think this. You know what? Maybe because
we don't know yet.
Him.
We don't know. He met Lisa. I think. Let me look up this website too. I think it's called Senior Arrangement.
Stop! It is not called Senior Arrangement. Boy, that just says in the name what it is. Arrangement.
It is called. I can't. I could have.
Older women with their pain. Older women with their neck pain and their.
Okay. There's not Senior Arrangement, so I don't know what they kind of mumbled it, but they met on a dating website. He's picking her up on Saturday.
And their high blood pressure.
Yeah, their high blood pressure.
I'm still laughing about that. Oh, I hate it when women complain.
Oh, her thyroid's acting up and she doesn't want to blow me. Oh, poor me. So here's the deal.
And their menopause.
He's different than everybody else because he met Lisa before and they went on like 2 or 3 dates and he was like, wait a minute. This was magical. I'm falling in love with this woman. She let me put it in the butt. Everything is whatever magical for happy. And then suddenly he's ghosted and he doesn't hear from her at all.
Right. This was different. This is the one of the only ones that did not meet in prison.
No, and then he gets a call of a text that says, or a text message that says, call this number, and she's in jail, y'all, for selling drugs.
Yeah, well, possession. At least possession. We don't know with him.
They said possession. He said selling drugs.
Oh, okay. So either, but would the charge would be possession with intent to distribute then?
Yeah, But he said she was selling drugs, and that's what landed her in jail.
Anyway.
But, yeah. But he's like, yeah, because her 40, her knee doesn't hurt. And he says that thing, age is just a number. And then, y'all.
No, it's not. You only fuck younger girls.
Yeah.
Age is really important to you. Age is just a number when it comes to you.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Not when it comes to women you date. Age is a real problem for you, for the women you date. Yeah. Age is just a number when it comes to you because you're virile and strong. It's just it's disgusting.
It's gross.
I hate the phrase when older people say age is just a number and they're like fucking 23-year-olds.
Well, cut to Poodle in 30 years and see what he says.
I will never say that phrase. You'll never hear me say that phrase.
Let's see. Actually, y'all know Poodle and I enjoy the company of older men. They know what they're doing.
Oh. Well, and they can pay for dinner.
So Dash is like, so are you sure she's not a sugar daddy? He was like, no, because they just heard sugar baby. Yeah. Sorry. They just heard her call him on the phone and she says, Stan actually brings up first. This is what always happens. Stan's the one that says, oh, we're going to go get your clothes and your makeup. Y'all, these sugar daddies, they offer their money at first because they know that's all they have to give, really, to be interesting. And then, like 6 months from now, he's going to probably be like, or 6 weeks, wait a minute, you just want all my money? Well, yes, Dick, because that's all you offered up.
It is
you
interesting.
You created this situation and now you want no ownership of it.
When people are like, wait, does she just want me for my money? Yeah. You're on a website that's like for usually older men to date younger women.
Yes. I just want to say, y'all, this is just a note for life. Most of life is not like cereal. It's not that much of a mystery. Like, it's pretty easy to figure out. What you see is what you get.
I kind of agree with that.
95%
if it looks
of the
like
time,
a duck, it quacks like a duck, it's a motherfucking duck.
It's a motherfucking duck 95% of the time.
So he's a sugar daddy and she's a sugar baby.
Your Uncle Tony a lot and he says he's working at a pizza joint, but you never see him at the pizza joint, he's in the mob.
Or he's taking time out to he's dancing ballet because that's what he's always wanted to do. Wait, that's a sitcom? that's so it never happens.
That never happens.
That would be the sitcom plot.
Yeah.
That Tony has not been at his pizzeria, but
and
he's always wanted to take ballet.
And he's a mafia ballet dancer. That's a sitcom from 1984. And there would be a theme song. It would air right after Bosom Buddies.
Tony's Pizza, it's your birthday, but Tony's Pizza gonna have a good time. We got a Italian mama, she's gonna tell us all how to act. We got a smart mouth kid, he's gonna steal every scene he is in. We got a waitress who's been on this ship for so long, and we're gonna learn a story at the end of every episode. Tony's hard on the outside, but he's soft on the inside like cheese pizza. That is the theme song for Tony's Pizza.
I forgot that we're not showing this video. So while you were doing the video, I was singing.
You were in being the characters.
When they cut away and show the character when they say their name. I was a sassy waitress. I was an Italian mother and a child.
Bangul. Someone should make that pilot.
I wish we were
Tony's Pizza.
It's called Tony's Pizza. Yes. Why weren't we filming this video? God bless it. Anyway,
how did we get here?
How did we get it?
To even
There's not much. Basically,
how did we get here?
No, we can't sing Rent because people are already shaded. So now that said,
I want to say,
Lisa says, "Oh, go ahead."
One thing about Rent, I think did I mention that there's a Peloton Rent ride that Christine Darcole does, and it's amazing. I loved it.
Good. Good.
Thank you for saying good and dismissing me. You just wait till another Oklahoma town comes up. You're getting a good from me.
No, I say that because people have read us about Rent because we've talked about how much we hate Rent. And
I was bringing up something completely different.
No, you weren't. You were talking about Rent Ride, and everybody says, for somebody who hates Rent, y'all sure do talk about it a lot.
I really enjoyed it. I never said I hate Rent.
You have gone up. Gary, you have said you've hated Rent.
Don't remember. Not familiar.
So, anyway, so Stando only says he's only spent about $5,000 on her, which I'm like, that's not a lot.
Daonte spent $25,000.
No, Sean and Destiny spent $40,000.
That was bail though.
Still, but he still spent.
Right.
I mean, he rented. But so there's one thing that might come up is that Lisa keeps saying on the phone, "Well,
I look like my brother.
Look like my brother. Don't." He's like, don't look the same.
Don't say that, honey. I'm sure you're beautiful. Don't say that. And she's like, no, really. I look like my brother. I look like my brother.
They haven't shown her on any of the previews, have they?
No. I know. I'm really hoping.
I hope she's not transitioning and they made a joke of that.
I don't think she is.
Good. Okay.
But if she comes out with a beard.
or just like a real short haircut, like what's that girl, like Tank Girl?
Lori Petty. Boy,
like
that's an old reference. Tank Girl.
Tell me
how have you seen the movie Tank Girl?
I haven't. But it was so pop. But
yeah.
Tell me when you were in college, you didn't walk into a Supercuts and say, "I want that Laura Petty haircut."
I looked like Lori Petty through most of my 20s.
That haircut looks great on Poodle.
Yeah, although I looked a little, although I wasn't as built and muscular as Lori Petty.
No,
in that,
not
in
at
that,
all.
Unfortunately,
no, not at all. Did she ever come out as a lesbian in life?
I don't think so. I think she's just
that good of an actor. Good for her.
Well, she also did
League of Their Own.
And she was in other stuff, I'm sure. I just can't remember right now. But those were the big things.
Good for
she
her.
Came out. She doesn't have to.
No, she doesn't have
to
at all.
I think we know.
No, but maybe she's not.
That's true.
Yeah, maybe she's not.
As Mother Poodle would say, if she's not a lesbian, she's certainly missing a good chance. God.
Yeah. I didn't know she was in Orange is the New Black.
Yes, that's right. She is. I forgot about that. She's amazing.
Really? Good for Lori Petty. I thought she went away.
No.
Well,
she's been around. She's not like Linda Carter.
We need to move on.
You have to admit, though, Linda Carter went away.
Oh, yeah, she went away. Yeah.
But I can't say anything bad about Linda Carter. Because I love her too, but she went away.
Well, she's kind of a gay icon now, and her husband just died. Sad story.
Oh,
Linda Carter's son is hot.
Is he gay?
No.
Boy, that's a shame.
But he's rich.
That's just as good.
We need to wrap.
Let's talk about Courtney and Josh.
Courtney's 30 and Josh, Poodle, I'll let you do the Josh is 29, Poodle.
Burglary and attempted assault, 11 years.
Whoa, fucking assault.
So, y'all. Okay, I'm just going to say this now.
I'm going to tell you right now who this person is.
But before we get to her, I just want to say, just add it to the apology tour. There's a fucking town named Urbana in Ohio.
Yeah.
They couldn't figure out a good name, and somebody said, well, it's not urban, it's not suburbia.
There's Champaign-Urbana in Illinois. It's a kind of a big University of Illinois, Champaign-Urbana.
I just think that name sounds terrible.
I've heard it before, so I've never heard of Urbana, Ohio, though.
Well,
yet another place that
it looks like it's right by Sandusky.
Sound like it's probably like Dubuque.
We really
when the demons got her. The demons got her.
That Ohio Apology live show tour is going to be 3 weeks long, with a new city in every night.
There's some cities I'm still never going to. I'm not going to Sandusky. Probably not going to Urbana. I'm okay with that.
Columbus, we're excited for you.
Yeah, Columbus, Cleveland. Those are Cincinnati. Those are definite stops.
Dayton, I'd go to Dayton. Our color guard used to go to Dayton every year.
No thanks.
They'd have to raise money to go to Dayton, Ohio, because that's where they had the national color guard competition.
I've never heard good things, but who knows?
Who knows? Uh-oh. Daytonans, come to us.
Is it Daytonans, maybe? So, y'all, if you watched Smothered last season, Courtney is Brittany in her 30s.
She is, because she's a corrections officer.
She also kind of has a voice like this.
She has a Danielle kind of Brittany voice.
Yeah, she has a combination of Danielle and Brittany.
And I thought, is this an Ohio accent that we're hearing? Because she reminds me of Danielle. There
isn't an Ohio accent. There's just this kind of, I don't know, like opioid poverty belt accent. That just got real, but you all know what it is. She is a former corrections officer, like Brittany is planning to do.
Yes.
She's also. I like it that she had the most interesting occupation: former corrections officer / power washer. So she's a power washer now.
So what's a power washer?
Like you power wash someone's house. Yeah. Those are businesses.
It's Urbana,
not Urbana. There would be a Sadia over that.
It's outside of Columbus, actually.
Okay.
It's just north of Springfield, 2.5 hours from Sandusky.
Remember Springfield, where it doesn't even have an airport.
So, y'all, she's
a tiny town.
These are kind of more the ones that are same age. She's 30. Josh is 29. She's 30 years old, and she's on her 4th marriage. More than anything in life, I want to be a wife.
I think she said her 3rd, but I maybe this is the 4th.
I think this is her 4th marriage.
Okay.
Again, more than anything in life, I want to be a wife.
Oh, this is not going to go well.
Please.
Josh loves skinny jeans, y'all. And he loves fashion.
Please.
So who knows?
Please.
That's what I was thinking. Please be gay when we meet you.
Oh, please. So she,
Not to say that straight men can't like skinny jeans and love fashion. But.
No, because he might be gay because, y'all, when they were dating and she was a corrections officer, she wore a multitude of wigs just to get in and not get caught.
And he probably asked her to because he loves wigs.
And this shows you how fucked up our correctional facility security is because, y'all, what did she say? She did that for like 6 weeks before she got caught.
She walked in. She's like, "Hi there, my name's Diana. I'm just here to see my aunt or my nephew. I'm his aunt." And the next day,
hey Donald.
And the next day, she's like, "Hi there, my name's Maureen. I'm his second cousin. We all kind of look alike around here with just different hair."
Hey Don, does that woman look like Courtney, who we worked with every day?
No. Courtney's a lot taller.
That's true. Different hair color. Can't be. Can't be the same.
I'm Marina number 2. His third cousin once removed. I need to see him too. Yeah, so sorry.
Gotta look like Courtney with orange hair.
My hair just fell off.
Can't be Courtney. Can't be Courtney. Y'all.
I don't know about corrections officers at any other institution.
Literally, going back,
these were morons.
Basically, it's just an 80s sitcom as well. If you want to disguise yourself, just put on a shitty wig and throw on glasses, and no one's going to recognize you.
Down at Windsor Prison, we run a tight ship. Down at Windsor Prison, all kinds of things get by us, and everything's funny here at Windsor Prison. We got inmates, we got guards, we got inmates, we got the warden, he's the bad guy. And every time we're gonna learn something new, and maybe there's a teacher who comes in to make us all feel better. Down at Windsor Prison. Clink. Someone make that pilot too.
Someone said
that's what we're missing. A comedy like Orange is the New Black.
Bobby, put a slide whistle in that song so people know it's funny. And that's what they did. So, y'all, they had a double proxy marriage, meaning
Neither one of them were there.
Neither one of them were there, but they got married.
It's kind of like Avery and Omar.
Yep, they got married 6 months ago.
Or me and Omar.
And the way he asked her, Poodle, is that he wrote a tattoo on his arm with her face that said, "Will you marry me?"
Oh, that's commitment.
That's commitment.
What if she had said no?
She could have.
Like, and he goes, "What can I change this to you? Will you harry me?
So Courtney,
Phil, you carry me?
Carry me." So Courtney goes to an attorney because
who is hot.
He's cute. He's very cute. What happened? Attorney named Brian. What happened is, y'all, when she got fired, that's against the law. What she did.
But
she said,
couldn't
"I didn't
be there.
know it was against the law." And I'm like,
I just thought it was a rule.
I'm like, I'm pretty sure they told you that in the handbook when they hired you, but sure. So
that was when they found her from wearing the wig.
She was thrown in jail for 4 months.
When she started when one time she called herself Fortney.
Yeah, they're like, "Wait, Fortney." Yeah, my name's Fortney. You know, that was a read of me doing sissy shout-outs, and I appreciate it. That's an OG joke if you did sissy shout-outs.
Fortney.
My
name's Fortney. I'm here to see Josh.
Fortney Lancaster. She's a correctional officer. So
she goes to painted the wall. I mean, I've never been here before.
Never. So, but the deal is she's on probation. So because he's getting out of jail, he can't live with her.
Right.
Because she's on probation. A wig's not going to get her out of this situation.
Yeah.
So she,
she gets to quarantine with him for 14 days, but then he has to go live somewhere else.
And he has to go else. But even when she picks him up, y'all.
She's nervous-sided. She's nervous-sided.
I didn't even bring up this because
She's nervous-sided. I'm nervous-sided.
Poodle, what does nervous-sided mean?
It's a combination of nervous and excited.
Poodle, what is it
don't
really?
Look in the dictionary.
What does it really mean? What does nervous-sided really mean to you?
You can't wait to get that D. That's what nervous-sided means.
Okay, you know what? That definition makes sense. That's a callback to how I felt at the beginning of the show.
You can't wait to get that D. That's what it means.
So her friend has to drive with her because her friend has to go pick up Josh because she can't, y'all.
And now we're going to get into we're not making this up if you have not seen this episode.
No. No. She's first of all, she's already spent like $25,000 on him, she says.
Yeah.
And they're showing up. They pull in this parking lot that literally looks like where drug deals and murders happen.
Someone was definitely gunned down here.
Yeah, there's just like a concrete pillar that has graffiti on it. There's broken glass bottles in the background from like a gang fight.
Shit has went down here, and my favorite is she's like, I think this looks like a good spot.
Yeah.
So behind the concrete pylon, she decides to. I guess this is also a surprise kind of thing. So her friend goes to pick her up. She says, she's like, I need to find somewhere to put on the pickle costume. And I was like,
come
again? Baking powder? Baking powder? Say that again? The pickle costume.
Meghan Markle? Pickle? What?
The pickle costume.
And I went,
no. I think it sounds like she said pickle costume, but I need to rewind.
I knew. And then
I heard, gotta put on the pickle costume. She's gonna actually put on a pickle costume.
Pickle costume. We find out, y'all. Apparently, there was a meme of a pickle saying, I'm kind of a big deal. DILL.
So
you know what? I just
they cracked up all the time.
I love this show and doing this with you. I'm so glad.
I know.
This show is so good.
So she's crouching down, trying to put on the pickle costume, and somewhere in heaven, Franz Kafka looks down and goes, I'm out. This is some shit. Yes, I wrote something about turning into a roach, but this is absurd. This is actually... Life has now become weirder than I ever could have thought about it.
Franz Kafka did that? I thought that was from Freddy Krueger in Nightmare on Elm Street, where a woman turns into a roach.
Wrote the Metamorphosis.
Oh, I guess that's where they got it from.
Yeah.
That's
God, I just want to bang my head against the screen.
I wouldn't read that. It's probably not good. I don't like roaches.
But you had to read it in school, didn't you?
Nuh-uh.
I so want to get my hands on the Oklahoma State reading list.
Do you think they would let us read a book where someone turns into a roach? Oh,
we became a roach. We woke up as a roach.
We can't have that Kafka novel. That's devil's work in there. That's sorcery. We can't have sorcery.
But it's a metaphor.
No, we can't. You're waking up as a roach. The Lord made you human. The Lord made roaches, and humans. We can't have them intersect.
Even though his name in the book is Gregor Samsa, which sounds like Kafka, they still would say, "Oh, wait, it's not." They think it's definitely a story about a man turning into a roach.
Turning into a roach. Mm-hmm. Yeah. The Satan's going to get you. Roaches are supposed to walk beneath us, and we walk above.
So this woman, she is hiding in the pickle costume on the ground.
She looks like the intensity and drama. She's already crying into the phone like, I'm just so excited to see him. The intensity and nervousness that she has to trying to get into this costume on time and hide looks like a scene of like Mad Max of them trying to hide or just some type of dystopian future.
It does.
It looks dystopian because it's just this concrete pillar. And
she's sitting there hiding in a pickle costume.
Yes, like an army is coming and she has to save the day and she is nervous.
The Handmaid's Tale with pickles.
I'm sorry, she's not nervous. She's nervous-sided. Y'all, that's the show.
Well done. Bravo. Way to call that. Someone took an improv class once.
That's Lalu, Love After Lockup, Season 3, whatever the fuck episode this is. This is going to be a wild ride, and we cannot wait for it.
I'm trying to picture her just saying, she probably ordered 4 pickle costumes.
Oh, yeah.
And she thought the one she liked best.
Y'all, so if you enjoyed this episode of Love After Lockup and you want to listen to more, you need to subscribe to Reality Gaze Extra and listen to it on Patreon or Supercast.
One Love After Lockup and one Life After Lockup, right?
And I just want to make and I just want to make clear, Patreon or Supercast. You can do either one. Yeah. We love our Super Sissies. We love our Gatrons. They're the same thing. If you want the videos of us watching 90 Day Fiancé and stuff, that's all on the $15 tier.
For Patreon.
Yes. So, man, I don't know I'm still spinning from this. You can check out all of our other shows. Y'all, we've got You, Me, and My Ex that's coming on the $8 tier as well, the new TLC Cringe tier show. We also have
Smothered is running.
But what's I'm blanking. Too Hot to Handle.
Too Hot to Handle is coming back on our $5 tier.
$5 tier. You know,
can hear rapping on the theme song.
Too Hot to Handle and probably Love After Lockup are my favorite theme songs, actually. I think.
Really?
Yeah, I think that we do. Yeah, so
I don't know. I love Smothered. That's still
the
my
Mamma
favorite.
Mia's pretty good too. We enjoy them all. Mm-hmm. So, y'all, you can find us on Cameo. You can find us on. If you probably listen to this, it's probably already dropped. Our episode recaps of 90 Day Foodie Call are on our Instagram. So go to Reality Gaze Podcast. It's actually a video of Jake cooking and talking about the characters on 90 Day Foodie
And we're
Call.
Answering sex questions.
We are. We're talking about butt plugs. Whatever you ask, we answer.
I'm making chakalaka and pop.
Yeah, it's really good, he said. I didn't eat it. You didn't send me any.
I'm
in Oklahoma. You loved
good.
it, right?
Yeah,
I hope you froze me some for when I come home.
That's it, y'all.
That's the show, everybody. Hey, if you like this show, leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts.
And we will Lalu you later. Lock me up, roll with a key. I'm just a prisoner of love. I'm doing time, I'm doing fine. I'm just a prisoner of love.